What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. Today is Monday, February 20th, which means Pokemon Day is officially 7 days away. And so of course, since we're quite literally a week away, more and more information is starting to come out. And two very interesting tweets crossed my timeline this morning. One from Riddler Coot and one from Joe Merrick. So today, we're gonna talk about them. So if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe so that you're always up to date with the latest Pokemon news, and give this video a thumbs up so that we can push it out into the YouTube algorithm so that more Pokemon fans can see it. And if you would like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But let's go ahead and hop into the tea. So starting off with Riddler Coot, this situation actually goes back to October of last year, before Pokemon Scarlet and Violet even released. And his original tweet said, which shape is for Pokemon Scarlet? And he gave us 4 different options of silhouettes for what a specific Pokemon was supposed to look like in Pokemon Scarlet, which we now know was supposed to be a Paradox Suicune. Which at this point, obviously we've all seen what Paradox Suicune actually looks like, since there was quite literally sketches of Paradox Suicune and Paradox Virizion in the Scarlet and Violet books in the game. But the 4 different options that he gave us were a little dinosaur, a little flying pig looking thing, a dog, and some kind of humanoid thing. And so based off of the sketches that we already have, you would think that the correct answer would be the one that looks like a dog, since from the sketches, it quite literally looks like a mashup of the 3 legendary dogs. I call them legendary dogs. Call them what you want. I don't think that they're cats. But that's the option that obviously makes the most sense. Well, what if I told you that's not the right option? Because this morning, he actually went ahead and followed up on his own tweet. And he says, do you remember this? After ruling out one incorrect option, is it getting clearer to you now? And you guessed it, the incorrect option is the dog. The one that most people thought would be the correct answer. He then goes on to say, so you will definitely notice that what they look like in the game is different from what they got depicted with in those sketches. Getting intrigued? I'll say I'm intrigued. So now our options for what Paradox Suicune is supposed to look like are the dinosaur, the little flying pig thing, or the humanoid. So this definitely mixes things up. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, how does this even make sense? How is it not the dog? We quite literally have the sketch showing what it's supposed to look like. But if you recall from the entry that was on the page with the sketches, Paradox Virizion and Paradox Suicune were called imagined Pokemon. So the sketch artist never actually saw what the Pokemon looked like. They just assumed what they would look like. So we still have no idea what it actually looks like. And so me personally, just going based off of what we know about all 3 of the legendary dogs, beasts, cats, whatever you want to call them, I think that the most likely option here is that it will end up being this little flying pig thing. I really don't see how it could end up being like a dinosaur. I don't know what that would look like, and I would be terrified if it does end up looking like humanoid, which people are so funny. I was literally reading through some of the replies to this tweet, and people were saying things like, I hope it's the dinosaur or the flying thing, but I expect it to be the human because we can't have nice things. And I was literally cracking up, because they do have a tendency to make their newer Pokemon concepts into bipedal creatures. But in addition to this little riddle that Riddler Coot gave us, Joe Merrick actually tweeted out this morning as well, which in this tweet he said, for the first time since Pokemon Scarlet and Violet launch, we're currently in a position where there's no raid event running and no coming raid event announced for this week or next week. Very interesting. So what he's hinting at here is that we're probably going to get some kind of big raid announcement during Pokemon Day, which, going back to my other video that I did on the quote-unquote leaked itinerary, would make sense, because that itinerary also said that there was going to be some kind of raid event announced for Pokemon Day. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this situation, but SoulSilverArt here also had the same train of thought and actually responded to Joe Merrick's tweet and said, fun, naturally there's a 99% chance they are waiting to reveal a new raid event on Pokemon Day. I just hope it's something bigger. Would you be surprised to see these 2 below? Probably not happening, and it'll just be a Hisuian or old legendary Pokemon. But SoulSilverArt, I agree with you, because honestly, this actually makes a ton of sense. Because from what data miners have been saying, the data for these Pokemon is already in the game. So even if the DLC is not ready yet, these Pokemon technically are. So technically, if they wanted to, they could make this the next 7-star raid. And instead of just getting an old Pokemon brought back into the game, they would be introducing the 2 new Paradox legendaries. They also happen to be version exclusive, which a lot of the raid events they have been doing do tend to be version exclusive Pokemon. So like I said, it would definitely be on theme. But of course, I would love to hear your opinion. Do you think we might be getting Paradox, Suicune, and Virizion raids announced? Or is that a little too far-fetched? And also, going back to Riddler Coot's tweet, which silhouette do we think is the right one for what Paradox Suicune is actually supposed to look like? Feel free to leave your thoughts, theories, and opinions down below in the comment because I would love to read them so we can all get hyped up for Pokemon Day. But that is going to go ahead and wrap up today's video for me. Thank you so much to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.